Alright y'all, today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a poor man beef Wellington. Traditionally, you'd have a fancy ham and a prime rib for this, but we have a chuck roast, and we just have some honey ham, and we got some crescent rolls, we have some ground mustard, and we have some garlic powder. So let's go ahead and start with our beef. Alright, so for our beef, we're just going to go ahead, take our garlic powder, do a light coating on each side, and then we're going to take our mustard powder and we're going to do a little bit more of a heavy coating on each side. No measurements, just do a even coating. And now we're going to move on to our next step. Alright, so we have taken a small piece of tin foil and we're just going to layer on our ham. This is thinly sliced honey ham. And we are just going to graciously overlap it and just make a little bed. And then we're going to grab our piece of meat. We're going to lap some ham. That way we make sure we cover our edges. We want this thing to be wrapped all the way around. We had 1 pound of ham here. We're going to use just a little under it. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take our tin foil, fold it up, wrap this as tight as I can. I didn't quite have enough tin foil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of tin foil, overlap it, pack it down, and I'm going to throw this in the fridge for 10 minutes. So we'll bring you back. Alright y'all, so while that is in the fridge resting for 10 minutes, we've gone ahead and we're getting our oven preheated to 400 degrees. We've got a cookie sheet here, we've got it lightly greased, and we got our crescent rolls. What we're going to do, we are going to open up our crescent rolls, and then we're going to try to keep them together as much as we can. Unfortunately, ours split in half. Our seams are coming apart. We want to try to keep our seams together, but if we can't, we can easily put them back together. And again, with our second one, since it did stay together, this one's coming apart really easy, which would be really amazing if we were making crescent rolls. But we are not making crescent rolls. So again, we just want to go ahead and put our dough back together. Make it one piece. And then once we got this, and our 10 minutes is up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab that beef and pork wrap out of the fridge. So we'll bring you back. Alright y'all, so we got our roll of meat here, and I once again underestimated the size of it. So I opened up another tube of crescent rolls and I used half of it for a third layer. And if I have to, I'll use the rest of it for fill in some spots if I have to. But all we're going to do now is roll our crescent roll, our puff pastry, up and around our... So I am going to have to use a little bit of our puff pastry here, our crescent rolls, and fill in a couple holes because we want it completely surrounded. Now the reason I'm not giving any measurements on this is because it really does depend on how big your piece of meat is and stuff like that. So we got a 2-pound roast here, and it's using a little less than 1/2 the crescent rolls to cover it. Use about 1 pound of ham to cover it. Now we got this covered. We're going to go ahead and throw this into our oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes. Alright y'all, so now we're going to go ahead, it's out of the oven, so we're just going to go ahead and let this rest for about 15 to 20-ish minutes, like you do with any other time you cook a piece of meat. So we'll bring you back at that time. Alright y'all, so there we have it, the poor man's beef Wellington. We've gone ahead and sliced up a couple pieces of ours and put it on a plate. Now, This recipe is generally made with prime rib and then like a Piscotto ham, but this is the poor man's version. So if you like this video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. And until next time, keep on cooking on.